Hi everyone, welcome back to the Draw Review, and yeah, I still cannot believe what happened yesterday. Newcastle United 6, Tottenham Hotspur 1. I mean, 5-0 up after 20 minutes. Like, I knew we'd win the game, but dearie, wow. That was just a walk in the park for us. It's just crazy, really. But looking at our starting 11... Sean Longstaff came back in for Anthony Gordon, so went back to the same side that beat Brentford. And yeah, we were 1-0 up within about a minute. I think it was Bruno played at Joelinton. He took on some Spurs defenders. We've all seen Spurs weak point defence. I mean, Eric Dyer. I mean, dear me, he is dire. But Joelinton cut in, was allowed just to have a shot. Shocking there from Spurs. I mean, Lloris parried. I mean, this guy, I think he is done. He's not the same keeper anymore. Spurs, they're going to need a new goalkeeper in the summer. But he just parried it out into the path of Jacob Murphy, and he made it 1-0. And then the second goal, Trippier gave it back to Cher. Fantastic ball to Joelinton. What a touch, by the way, from him as well. And he took it round Lloris. He put it in for 2-0. His third goal against Spurs for us, because his first goal for us came against Spurs when we won 1-0 down in our first game at their stadium. He did score when we drew 2-2 behind closed doors against them a couple of years back. And he scored again yesterday to make it 2-0. And then we made it 3-0. We'll just put the pressure on the Spurs. I think gave it away. Murphy with a shot. Oh, this is unbelievable. Strike from him. He got his second goal with 3-0 up after 10 minutes, man. I mean, players like him, Longstaff, Cher, Almiron, Joelinton, like, these are guys who were there, who were at the club before Eddie Howe, and they turned around massively under him. I mean, Longstaff and Cher were good under Rafa Benitez, but then they declined under Steve Bruce. But then Eddie Howe's getting them back to their best. And Murphy, he's another player who he's really improved under him. And that strike, potentially, yeah, that's got to be one of the favourites for goal of the month. And we got with fourth goal. I was thinking, we're 3-0 up and none of the strikers have scored. But then Isak goes and makes it 4-0. Burn, it was a good tackle from me on Kulusevski, I think it was. He gives it to Bruno. Bruno gave it to Willock, and then what a pass this is from Willock. Probably one of the passes of the season. I mean, if that's Bruno Fernandes or Kevin De Bruyne doing that pass, I mean, Sky is just talking about it forever, really. But unbelievable pass from Joe Willock. It finds Isak, who times his run well, and it's a lovely finish from him to make it 4-0. And then he got his second goal. So Murphy gave it to Longstaff, he gave it to Isak, and it's a lovely finish again to make it 5-0. And it also puts him into double figures, despite all these injuries he's had, despite the long-term injury he had, all that time without playing a game for. And this is the first time since the 1976-77 season where we've had three players getting to double figures in terms of goals. I think in elite, probably in a top flight season. I'm sure there might have been some in the championship season in 2009-10. But yeah, we've had him, Callum Wilson, and Almiron all getting double figures for the season. And, you know, we could have had a lot more before half-time. It could have been double figures. Longstaff had a shot deflected wide. Willock had a shot which he should have done better with, to be honest. I mean, imagine having a bet on us 5-0 up by half time. And I think I've just seen that this is the second quickest to 5 goals in a Premier League game. Yesterday's game. I think the quickest was Man City when I think it was 18 minutes when they beat Watford 8-0 in 2019. But then half time comes. I mean, Lloris subbed off. I mean, something was apparently going on in the dressing room. I mean, I think he's going to be out at Tottenham in the summer. As I said, he's not the same keeper anymore. Fraser Forster, the ex-Mag, comes on. Of course, he didn't make a first-team appearance for us, but he did well at, at Celtic and Southampton since leaving us. But it was good to see him back at St James's Park. Spurs got their goal. Kane did well against Share. It's a good finish from Harry Kane. I mean, I'd be amazed if Harry Kane wants to stick around at Tottenham with the mess they're in right now. But nice finish from him. And then we went and got the sixth goal. Callum Wilson and Miguel Almiron came on for Murphy and Isak. I was a bit disappointed that that neither of them got the chance to get the hat-trick, but they were both chasing a hat-trick, so we got sold off. But then again, we've got the game on Thursday night to come against Everton. Eddie House was obviously thinking about that game, and I think we were probably thinking about it in the second half, but we weren't as good. We're just eased off. Knowing we've got these games coming up. But, we made it 6-1. I think Almiron played a pass that was deflected into the path of Wilson, and he just put it in. And that was it for the goals. I mean, that's the second Sunday running I've seen a 6-1 win at St James's Park, 2 o'clock game, because I've seen the women's team do it against Bradford City the weekend before. Now the men's team doing it against Spurs. And Spurs, they're just looking up an utter mess. I mean, the fans leaving after 20 minutes. I mean, paying all that money to travel all that distance to watch the game, leaving after 20 minutes. Wow. I mean, a lot of Newcastle fans will have known how they felt when we travelled down to places like Crystal Palace, even Spurs, Southampton, to watch us get battered. And you just have to feel for them fans. And just right now, the club's a total mess. I mean, they've written off the season when they sacked Conte and just put his assistant in charge. A bit like Chelsea with hiring Frank Lampard. Like, it's just an interim coach. And to be honest, the way they played, I wouldn't be surprised if they miss out on European football altogether. Liverpool, Brighton and Aston Villa all go and overtake them. Because Brighton have got 3 games in hand on them. Obviously, one of them is against us. Harry Kane and so on, they'll probably be wanting moves away in the summer at this rate. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, Spurs, Chelsea end up dropping back to mid-table the way things are going. But, of course, that was just unbelievable performance from us. I mean, Sky obviously bang about how bad Tottenham were, and yet West Ham beat Bournemouth 4-0 away from home. They're talking about how good West Ham were. I mean, really? Just got to give us the praise. I mean, every single player was fantastic. I don't think you can't really say anyone wasn't good. I don't think. But looking at the Premier League table, we're up to 3rd, above Man United on goal difference. But of course, they've got the game in hand, which I would expect them to beat Chelsea next month. They've actually also got to play Brighton, but that'll be a hard game. But they've got to go to the Amex quite soon. Of course, we're now 6 points above Tottenham with a game in hand. After that. So yeah, we are closing in on Champions League football for next season. I mean, I certainly was not expecting it. I mean, I wouldn't have been surprised with Europa League or Conference, but Champions League, wow. I mean, we have been helped by Liverpool, Chelsea and Tottenham underperforming, and we just took advantage of it. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say for this match review. Don't forget to hit a like on the video, subscribe to my channel, check out my social media pages in the description below. Thank you for watching, I hope you've enjoyed it. And I'll see you probably Friday for the review of the Everton game.